Hello. Okay, I forgot which of us was play-by-play and which one was color, so I'm not sure which of us was supposed to start. Oh. Okay. All right. Hi. We're in the game now. This is game 1. Things are happening. Okay. So, get some bands going on here. Some pretty nice bands. Seeing the Zoe and the Swain come getting banned out alongside the Aurelia. 3 very strong picks there. Very strong picks happening. Yep. Yeah, this is an interesting matchup that we see fairly often, Scion versus Gnar. It's the argument goes to Gnar, but Scion has the tools to turn this matchup on his head if it goes to that, simply because he has that turn potential, both with his passive and with his E, and really with all of his kits. So you can't really count Scion out. It really comes down to a skill matchup on Scion's side, though Gnar definitely has an easier time of it. And then, of course, in the jungle, we're getting, classic tanky Gragas, hopefully. I mean, he could go full AP nowadays, but Gragas-ish matchup on the one side going up against Talia on the other. Talia recently coming into her own as a jungler instead of a mid laner, which is honestly one of the greatest plot twists that Riot Games has ever put out, if you ask me.
Yeah, so now my mic should be working, so we should be able to hear 2 casters instead of just the one. Although,
Hooray!
it is nice hearing a little bit of can every once in a while.
Yeah, I can. But anyway, that being said, with Talia plot twisting her way into the jungle, we are going to see Corki versus Orianna in the mid lane. But yeah, this is an interesting mid matchup because we haven't seen Corki for a while in the mid lane. He's kind of fallen off the map until we wait for Worlds to inevitably buff him again. So interesting to see Gerudo picking this champion up. Meanwhile, Omega going to be playing Orianna. Always a very safe, very standardized pick in that mid lane. Going to synergize very well with Gnar and Gragas in particular. Going to be doing a lot of ball delivery service with those two. And then meanwhile in the bot lane, 2 very safe but very standard lanes in Ezreal, Nami, and Kai'Sa Braum. In this particular matchup, it does favor Ezreal and Nami in the early game, but if Kai'Sa and Braum can manage to survive the early game, they do get a massive power spike around level 6 or 7 once Kai'Sa starts getting her first item and a half done so she can start evolving her abilities. One thing I do want to mention, though, is both Braum and Nami did go for Ignite. Nami, I can sort of see the rationale there, but Braum, I definitely don't feel that in a Braum Kai'Sa lane you want to be going Ignite on your support, simply because the all-in potential of a Kai'Sa Braum pre-6 is rather negligible. But again, I can definitely see why they'd want to do it for the all-in, but I don't feel that you're necessarily going to be doing much all-inning versus an Ezreal Nami. Nami as well, I feel, can benefit from exhaust fairly well, but she can certainly, Ems can certainly take that ignite and do good things with it.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, especially with that Ezreal, Nami and Ezreal have a lot of poke as well as a sustain. So as long as they don't get all in by that Kai'Sa Braum, they can potentially poke out, win the sustain battle, and then use that ignite for kill pressure once they get their enemies low. So it's just going to be all about dodging those Braum Qs and making sure you don't get stunned, because Kai'Sa Braum all-in is pretty good. So it's all about the poke versus all-in and which bot lane can execute upon their win condition better.
Right, and her Kai'Sa and Braum all-in is good if you can get it to happen. It's just, in this lane setup, I really don't see it happening too much, which is why I'm questioning the Ignite pick, simply because Nami and Ezreal have so much disengage to get away from that and to stay back. I mean, hard engage is countered by poke. So we'll have to see how that goes as we proceed towards this game between these two wonderful teams, GNS or GBL and GNS. I believe it's some kind of Goon Squad and something about anime girls, eGirls. Team eGirls Botlane and Goon Squad are the two teams we're going to be playing against. We're going to play against them. Are you ready, Meow?
Yeah, just hop in the game, just take over these players' accounts.
Yeah, we got this.
Yeah,
yes.
And just a quick little thing I do want to mention. While Gnar versus Sion, Gnar does generally like going against these kind of tanks. You know, he can kite them out, just kind of whack at them for a while. Sion has been getting slowly buffed over time. He did get a little bit of a nerf to his E-Max, so that's going to possibly hurt him a little bit in this matchup, but his all-in damage is actually a bit higher than before, especially with the buff to his W, making him a little bit tankier. We'll have to see how this matchup plays out, but it should be pretty easy for Captain Fry, but I could definitely see British Blaze turning it around, especially with some ganks from the Taliyah.
Oh yeah, it's that top lane becomes a 2v2 discussion fairly quickly. So it's really going to depend on if Dewey and Danger Moose want to make that a 2v2, because if they do, then it certainly becomes a much more interesting situation. But in a 1v1 situation, it basically comes down to Captain Fry doing his best to control the lane while British Blaze tries to turn that on its head.
Yeah.
And now we've got less of a spectator delay.
Yeah, so we're going to go into the game, load up real fast. As the mic was muted before, I'm LawMeowingCat, joined here by Can Opener Dude. We have only one match for today, as the other two games will be played off stream. So sit tight, boys, as we're going to be getting right into this single, exciting, exhilarating match. And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to our show match. I'm LawMeowingCat, joined by Can Opener Dude. I almost wanted to be you for a second there, as we are here with our EUW show match, first show match of the session, and it's gonna be the only match of the day. It's been a hell of a day so far, but hopefully we have an exciting match to make up for this fiesta going on. As we have a bit of a fiesta going on from the red team, going for a level 1 invade into the jungle. We'll have to see if that pans out into anything.
Yep. And we're just continuing our making sure that everything is set. For your information, Meow, you're about 30% louder than I am. If I could if that's a rough number there. And also, please,
Oh, look at this
ladies and
invade.
gentlemen, please ignore any stuttering and speeding up of the stream because we got to do this fairly frequently because spectator client is terrible.
Yeah. But we should introduce the teams. On the blue side, we do have Goon Squad with Captain Fry up in the top lane, Danger Moose 125 in the jungle, Omega OX in the mid lane, Jujavon on AD carry, and Ems on support.
Alright, and on the red side, we have Team eGirls bot lane. We've got British Blaze up in the top lane, Dewey, one of our very own production members alongside Ems, in the jungle, Chirudo in that mid lane, and Toku Sentai and Gentle Hugs, the eponymous eGirls bot lane, in the bot lane.
Yeah. So we have production members on each side, so we aren't going to be like too many favorites with these two teams. Go Joey.
Yeah, we're gonna root for Dewey.
I mean, Ems is pretty chill too. Does a lot of our I believe she does a lot of graphic stuff for us.
Yeah, but Dewey has like a Pokemon avatar. That's pretty important.
That is true. Pokemon are pretty great.
He's got that that Mr. Mime pre-evolution avatar, or at least he did for a time. I don't know if he still does.
It still is.
Okay.
Yeah. So far, everything fairly standard, excluding that level 1 didn't pan out into anything, oddly enough. Both teams being fairly safe through that level 1 jungle charade. But
Yeah,
now we
was,
have a little bit of a jungle invade from Dewey. Kind of interesting to notice. And Dewey's red buff is still left up there, so we'll have to see what Danger Moose is going to do in response. Actually going to take the Raptor, so a lot of jungle trading going on. Junglers playing pretty smart, and interesting that they're reading each other so well.
Uh-oh. Ems.
You know, taking a lot of damage in that bot lane, having to burn the flash and the heal from Jujavon. Ignite does come out from Gentle Hugs, but Dewey failed gank in the mid lane, does get a chip onto Omega, but now Danger Moose going for the red buff might be a little bit greedy with Dewey coming up here. A lot of action early on in these jungle skirmishes. We'll have to see Dewey fending off the red buff, and Danger Moose gonna disengage. So successful jungle protection from Dewey.
Yeah, and the amount of all-in pressure, we did talk about this little in champ select, is really showing here between Kaisa and Braum being able to do that much damage to Ems with just the Ignite, forcing 2 summoner spells out. That's very, very important there. They were able to do that much damage to their opposing laners. Definitely showing why this is a very strong lane that we see fairly often in both EU and NALCS.
Oh, Omega taking a nice chip of damage, having to burn the flash out. Nice gank from Dewey again, landing the W, and putting a lot of attention into that mid lane, trying to get a snowball for Chirudo, it looks like.
Yeah, Chirudo, you definitely want to try and get the Corki ahead in this lane, because Orianna's always going to be useful. Because even if Omega gets behind in this game, they can always play the ult bot. They can always do damage because of their scalings. So you definitely want to try and get Chirudo ahead so that he can still be relevant as the game goes on. Because if Omega's behind, but Chirudo's not ahead per se, then you know you're kind of SOL. If they go even, Omega's definitely going to have a bigger impact. So you want to get Chirudo as far ahead as possible. Speaking of Chirudo, pretty interesting choice of rune here. This is one of the reasons why Corki is not particularly meta right now, is that there's not a whole lot of rune choices for him. He can reasonably go several of them, but none of them synergize the same way that, say, Kleptomancy does on Ezreal here, for instance.
Nice bubble landing onto Gentle Hugs. Ezreal going to be getting some more of those Klepto procs, as you mentioned. Already saw that he got a money bag, and so if we check the gold difference, he does have a solid 200 gold up on Kaisa, even though they're exactly the same on CS. Kaisa, however, does have more minions to farm here, so she probably will catch up a little bit with that. But that Ezreal Kleptomancy, you can't devalue it whatsoever, as he gets a lot of gold and sustain through it.
Yeah, there is a debate going on about just how strong... Hello!
Yeah, Dewey down in this bot side now. Arcane Shift does come out from Ezreal, but it's not going to be the target, as Ems is the target. No flash, no life for Ems, as she will die. Jujavon now getting stunned up as well, not having the heal, does still have the flash, and will burn it, getting out of that bot lane gank. Dewey, very successful gank in the bot lane, getting the flash from Ezreal and the kill onto Ems, and getting the kill for himself. So hopefully we'll see a bit of a Talia snowball.
Yeah, this is it's very, very good to get that early first blood in the bot lane. Having it go over to Dewey is a bit disadvantageous. You generally want to hand that over to the Kai'Sa if possible, but
she does get a very
Talia,
big CS lead, and look at all this XP denied in the bot side.
yeah, the Talia getting it, as long as they can continue to provide the pressure in the bot lane, is almost as good, because then you have two people that are fed, one off of farm and one off of kills. But in a perfect world, you'd want to hand it all over to the Kai'Sa so that she can carry the late game. But, you know, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Overall, very strong from the red team so far.
Oh.
Gerudo very easily going to escape that gank.
Yeah, and if that body slam was just a little bit closer, canceling that Corki's W would have been very big, as it would have gotten a big chunk onto Gerudo, maybe even forced out the TP or the flash. But sadly, did not happen that way, and so not very successful ganks from this Gragas. A little bit of an underwhelming early game, especially considering he spent so much time trying to get that red buff level 3, and it just didn't pan out.
Yeah, Gragas is renowned and feared for his early game ganks, more or less, just because of how easy it is.
Oh, Sion ulti coming out into the top lane. Talia W does not connect onto Captain Fry. So Dewey a little bit underwhelming with that gank. And oh, look at British Blaze health. Gonna actually drop to the tower. That's not what you want to have from a gank.
Yeah, that's absolutely disgusting there. Well done to Captain Fry to be able to pull that off. He turns Mega Gnar, he knows exactly when to use the ultimate. Doesn't even have to burn flash there. Very, very well done.
Yeah. And so with that, Captain Fry, oh, Flash E onto Dewey. Not really needed, I think. And Dangerous Moves without that flash is actually going to fall to Gerudo. So these junglers really just not getting successful ganks off, but they're trading back and forth right now. And that will give a kill over to each of the solo laners for Captain Fry and in the mid lane for Gerudo. So now these junglers do have sides that are stronger than their opponents. And are they going to play to get those lanes even stronger, or are they going to play to help out the other people that are behind? We'll have to wait and see. But all in from Toku Sentai in the bot lane. Gentle Hugs picks up the kill onto Ems. A bit unfortunate, but as long as Gentle Hugs makes it out here, definitely not bad at all. And that will be the case, as it is a 1-for-0 for the side of GBL in the bot lane.
Yeah, very, very strong showing here by the eGirl bot lane. Very, very strong. Using that all-in potential that they have, even if there is a significant amount of disengage on the other side, like we talked about, once they do get in, it is so difficult to keep them out. And Gentle Hugs and Toku showing that very, very well there. See, Gentle Hugs just continuing to show the aggression here.
Yeah.
It's exactly what you want to do. If you're in a weaker lane, you almost want to play forward, want to play as if you are stronger. And not saying this is a weaker lane by any stretch of the imagination, but if you feel even slightly that the other lane has the advantage, you almost want to fake it until you make it. Just because if you do succeed, then you know they have the advantage just off of the what's the word I'm looking for? Panache.
Yeah, hit him with the panache.
Hit him with the panache, the pistachios. Hit him with the pistachios. I'm sorry, there was like a Talia line that somehow ended up being global for some reason. It completely threw off my train of thought.
Speaking of pistachios, can we just take a second? I feel like pistachio ice cream is very underrated.
I disagree 100%. I mean,
Really?
pistachio ice cream is just about the most gross thing that anyone could imagine.
Alright, agree to disagree, but something we won't disagree on is a bit of an interesting game coming out from the Predator Gragas in the mid lane.
See, Predator is an interesting keystone choice for Danger Moose. There's not all, again, there's a couple different good choices for Gragas.
Electrocute, Aftershock come to mind?
Aftershock, yeah, those two in particular are usually the go-to ones. I'm not entirely sure why the Predator was the one that Danger Moose went to, because goodbye, Ems.
Yep, that's a dead Ems.
Yeah. I hope our graphic design department can survive. And they're continuing on. They're just gonna keep fighting. That's a burned ult by Dewey there. But that's okay. His ultimate is on a 144 okay. Thanks, Danger Moose.
Yeah. I mean, disengage for us, I guess.
Yeah, cleverly helping the enemy team. It's one of those kind of games, you know. It's Sunday, you know. The teams are kind of.
They're a bit relaxed.
Just got back from some road work, you know. She was stuck in traffic. It's okay. We're all friends here. We got this. We're good.
Yeah, but speaking of Ems, she's having a real rough time. 0-3 on the Nami, and we mentioned in the champ select that it's all about the poke and the sustain from this bot lane. They can't be getting hit by those Braum Qs. They can't be eating those Kai'Sa Ws and getting all in. And that's exactly what's been happening, especially thanks to Dewey with his ganks up in that bot side. And oh, a Q canceling Captain Fry's leap. He was trying to leap forward though, and getting a little bit aggressive as well, a bit interesting. Getting very low. Both top laners going to be a little bit cautious, but nothing too permanent coming out of that, especially with the Gnar having fleet footwork. Have to watch Jujavon though, as any second this bot lane could erupt into an all-in. Dewey down here now, going for Ems, and it looks like another dead Sushi. And Dewey picking up a third kill for himself. Production member really just picking on his comrade. Oh, Chorito picking up the solo kill, flashing out of the tower, and actually gonna live.
Yeah, thanks to that, well, it's not Dangerous Game anymore. What is it called? Triumph. Triumph going to keep him alive. Here comes the Predator Gragas. Do absolutely nothing.
Yeah, I'm very underwhelmed by the Predator, because if you're playing Gragas, you want to play for that early game. You want to get those early ganks off, get some early brawling going on. And with the Predator, it's not really meant for that. You have to wait until you get the boots on your first or second back. You have to wait for the Scion to go for an all-in the top lane, flash out, but jumping towards the Scion. What are you doing, Captain Fry? Gonna get killed by the Comet! British Blaze getting a return kill in that top lane, 20 CS lead, and now with a solid 300 gold lead, now Dewey in the bot lane looking for a fight. Jujavon will pick up the kill onto Dewey though. Rommel is gonna come out, get the kill onto Jujavon. Now all-out mayhem is breaking loose as Toku Sentai is looking for a kill onto Danger Moose but won't secure it. M's now running for her life as Chorito TP's down, but not gonna hit the phosphorus bomb and not gonna get the kill. Chorito now has to be very careful, same as Gentle Hugs, running from Omega OX, and it looks like Gentle Hugs will sacrifice himself to stall for his team, but they will make it out with their lives and possibly the tower, or maybe neither. Just not the tower.
They're not gonna be able to get out. Well, yeah, no, the tower will stay alive, but almost not even worth keeping it up at this point, though it is first tower blood, so worth it to keep it alive at this point, but now they have to defend that tower at so low health that the minute anyone even looks at that, anyone looks at that tower, it's just gonna fall over, and that presents a very desperate situation for this bot lane because now they can't even really farm until that tower falls. It's just all around kind of an unlucky situation for the bot lane here for Team GOON squad.
Yeah, and if we even take a look at the wave, we can see that it's actually pushing towards the Kai'Sa, so Toku Sentai will get even larger of a CS lead and even larger of an XP lead in this bot side, so the wave in a really good spot for that Kai'Sa. Has to be a little bit careful though, with the Braum roaming up to the top side. Dewey does have the ultimate on the Talia, so we'll have to see if this Talia will get anything. Blue buff will not be stolen over, but Omega OX will possibly die and lose that blue buff. Has to be really careful. Talia is ulting forward onto Omega OX. Gonna flash forward, but not getting the kill yet, but finally picks it up with the last rock. Just throw another rock.
Throw another rock! Okay. Oh boy. I just feel so bad for Omega. The ult timings so far have been not the best, I think. Because if they had had the ultimate in that bot lane skirmish, then they would have almost definitely secured 2 kills.
Yeah.
But it's just a sad time.
Yeah. With that Braum roam up in the top side though, it has allowed a little bit of pressure for Jujavon and Ems to get some chip on this bottom tower, pick up some CS for themselves, and kind of even out the CS lead a little bit. Yeah, now they need to be careful though, because General Hug's going for the flank here. They might go for an all-in. Toku Sentai getting very low though, but will pick up the kill, just destroying that Ezreal. Getting extremely low though, has to watch out for the Nami damage, and will just barely scrape by thanks to that Triumph. Toku Sentai getting a double kill there. That's real big on the Kai'Sa.
And British Blaze is down here now. That's actually a very good switch here. You want to get British Blaze down in this bot lane. He will continue to push down here. While, well, they're going to push as 5, so there's that as well. I was going to say that they could then send Toku Sentai and Gentle
Oh,
Hug
Cyanol coming out from British Blaze, lands onto Omega OX and just gets deleted from that 4-man squad. As very good unstoppable charge from that Scion. Or no, that's Malphite ulti. That is
Unstoppable Onslaught.
That's Onslaught. Right. It's something unstoppable.
And also Malphite's Unstoppable Force.
There's just too much unstoppableness in League. And you know, you can stop Cyanol, just flash into it.
Yeah, or flash behind a wall.
You know, it seems very stoppable. I think they need to rename it.
This is reasonably stoppable. Like, you can't stun him out of it though, so it's like it's
somewhat stoppable
reasonably
Onslaught.
Somewhat stoppable. There we go. Okay.
Oh.
Oh boy. I'm just trying to figure out what we're looking at in this game here. Honestly, I did not expect it to turn this quickly. It's
Yeah,
just,
Chewy just getting insanely fed on this Talia.
yeah, just the amount of lane presence that Chewy has, being able to have that jungle proximity is so important. Gerudo
Gets very far forward, but will use a package. Yeah.
Yep. I love that skin, by the way. It's a very nice skin.
Yeah, it does make the package very noticeable, however. And it also makes like a very loud sound effect. So I feel like it's really cool, but at the same time, it's maybe a little bit too flashy, where it might make people like notice your effects more. It's kind of like a weird trade-off.
Yeah, I can see that. It's definitely not Corki's best skin, though. That honor goes to Dragon Wing.
It's a pretty good skin. He's got little fireworks.
Yeah, that is pretty cool.
Oh, Predator Gragas up in the top side. Toku Sentai getting very low. Gonna use the ulti. Gonna get knocked back through that cask, though. Stopwatch coming out from the Gragas is going to buy him a little bit of time, and he will live, but not for long as Chewy gets the return kill. Now they have to be very careful for this Nard. Gets a 1-man stun, 2-man ulti, but Captain Fry not going to be able to get anything off of that, going a little too far and getting taken out by Chewy. Again, 7 kills on this Talia, who does have a Rift Herald. Will actually be dropping it right here, so we're going to see a big push in this top lane now.
Yeah, this is how you can tell that this team has a dedicated shot caller who has a game plan and is executing on it. You can see them continuously moving around the map as a unit, continuously working together, whereas the blue team, while still making plays, is more just like, oh hey, maybe we should go for this here. But
oh,
okay.
Big damage coming out. Tower extremely low, but they aren't going to focus it yet, as they're going to focus Ems. Maybe get Omega OX2 and the tower with that. Double kill for Chorito, and the Rift Herald will pick up that tower. They aren't really going to taxi it to the inhib tower, but they don't care. They got what they came for, and they're going to be happy with that.
Yeah, it's just, I've heard some rumblings about Chewy being the shot caller for this team, and I would be willing to agree with that they do have a dedicated shot caller, simply because they seem to be moving around very efficiently, and they know where they want to be and what they want to be doing next at all times. Look how Chewy immediately roamed towards this dragon and started picking it up with gentle hugs. Chorito comes down, Toku Sentai's here as well. Now they can push out this bot lane. Chewy continuing to efficiently farm the jungle. Look at that farm lead over Danger Moose. It's like almost 30-40 CS at this point.
Yeah, and at this point, it's going to be extremely hard for Goon Squad to come back, because Team eGirls bot lane, they have... Are we sure we don't have the names wrong, by the way?
I have honestly have no clue.
We're saying Goon Squad is blue
Jibba...
side. We'll go with that one.
Yeah,
but,
that's what I thought as well. I mean, we know Ems is an e-girl, but I
that's
don't
what
know
I was
the
thinking.
gender of
Looking at these,
Jevon,
like...
so.
I mean, guys can be e-girls too. You never know. Don't judge.
Oh yeah, I cannot assume one's e-girl status.
And, I mean, looking at the champs, Nami Ezreal seems a lot more e-girl than Braum Kaisa. So, I'm just putting it out there.
That strong, independent woman that don't need no man, though, so... I don't know. It could go either way. I mean, maybe all of them are e-girls. On this blessed day, all of us are e-girls.
I can definitely...
Is red side? I don't know anymore.
As one of the resident e-girls of Learning Fives, I can definitely acknowledge this message and promote it.
Yes, on this blessed day, we are all e-girls.
Namaste, my sister.
Meanwhile, looks like there's going to be some Baron Vision being set up here. They're clearing out the blue wards that have been placed down. taking down all of them that they can. Danger Moose getting a little far forward. He can try
getting
and get
very
out here.
chunked. Will jump out though. Now possibly a little bit of collapse in the jungle, but Nami completely whiffing. It's question mark pinged by the enemy team. Quite unfortunate as Jui flashes forward, not going to get the kill onto Danger Moose. Now Ams has to be extremely careful though, as she's going to get getting chased down. Does land the bubble, but it's not going to matter as the Silent Ult does come out. Not going to hit Jujavon, but he will get slowed up by that cannon minion. Does the arcane shift out, so will still survive.
And Ems is just not having a good game this time. You got to feel bad when you're playing a Nami. You know, she's relatively immobile. She's, you know, doing the best to do.
Oh, Captain Fry getting chunked extremely hard. Phosphorus bomb not gonna land though, so will live with just barely.
Oh, it's just it's 4 to 18 guys. It's 11,500 gold lead for the red team, whichever team they happen to be. It's pretty special, this game.
Yeah, this is definitely one-sided game, and I believe the teams might still play 2 games off stream. We are only going to be streaming the first match, but they might just do a full best of 3 off stream. So if there is any updates to that, we will probably update in the Discord. But for now, it all rides on this one game, and it's definitely very favored towards Team eGirls bot lane.
Yeah, the thing is that in order for the blue team, whichever team that happened to be, because chats can't seem to figure out which team it happens to be, for them to come back into this game, it would require a series of team fights in which they get massively in their favor trades, and it would need to happen again and again and again. Hello, dog. Okay, excuse me. Excuse me, my dog wanted to say something. Anyway, it would require multiple team fights for them to come back.
Oh, Julie almost gets the prediction!
Oh.
That was so close. He predicted the Gragas body slam and almost made a beautiful play with a WE combo. If it landed, that would have been a highlight reel moment for him.
Highlight reel. He would have been riding that high for weeks, but no. Instead, he failed.
And everyone saw it. So there you go, Julie. You're a failure and everyone knows.
Yeah, the 7-1-5 doesn't mean anything. You failed that one.
That's all that matters. As soon as you make the one bad combo, like right there, it doesn't land the W. Does still get the kill though, because Talia damage. Yeah,
now he's just playing a broken champ, obviously.
I mean, Talia with Electrocute does a lot of damage, especially with the Electrocute change. Does a little bit less damage, but has the cooldown up more frequently. So her burst isn't going to be as strong, but she's making so many plays that it might not even be that bad. Then again, right here, going for another play, gets a kill onto Jujavon, and that one goes over to Toko Sentai. So, I mean, just spreading the gold, you know, sharing the love a little bit. Everybody's getting kills. Everybody's happy. Great game for the red team of Team eGirls bot lane.
Yeah, and they're gonna pick up this Baron basically uncontested. At this point, the map is more or less completely in their control. It really comes down at this point. It's basically on Omega. They're going to really be the only one with a significant amount of damage, enough damage to surprise and kill someone on the opposing team. Jujavon and Captain Fry can do damage over a period of time, but Omega is going to be the only one that can pull out damage quick enough to surprise someone and make a pick. So it's going to be down to them to really pick out, I'd say, Jui and Toku Sentai. If they can get both of them reasonably low, and then Captain Fry can jump in and land a clutch ultimate, they might be able to win a fight, pick up a tower or two, and try to reset the game for ultra late game. But if you look at the team composition for the red team, they've got a Kaisa, a Corki, and and Scion, who gets mega tanky. So they'll just continue to get stronger no matter how long the game gets on. So even if you try to set up for ultra late game, you're gonna get outscaled. So it's honestly, it's a very, very dire situation for the blue team. In my elo, this would be a surrender.
Yeah, and I mean, it's even worse because they just got triple Ocean Drake, and while their comp isn't the best siege comp, they do have the double AD carry with the Corki in the mid lane and the Kaisa. They have Talia, who has very good range control, and then they have 2 frontliners. So with that triple Ocean Drake, they can just siege extremely well, poke them out with the Talia, and just melt towers with the double AD carry. And with the Baron buff on top of that, it's going to be extremely hard to hold this push at all. And inhib does drop right there. They did get chunked out, but watch, they're just going to rotate to the bot lane. They're going to regen up, use a Talil to actually zone off, and get a second tower here. So 2 inhib towers down on this push so far. Let's see if they can get any inhibs off of it.
Yeah, and look how safe they're playing. They know that they are, at this point, 16,000 gold ahead, but they're not pressing their advantage farther than they need to. They know they need to play...
Oh, Ems!
Oh, God.
Barely
They're
lives.
alive. Took everything, but they managed to survive. But they know they've got a stranglehold on this game, but they can't lose their heads because they want this game to be closed out cleanly. They don't want to give the opponent team any sort of opportunity to come back in. So they're going to continue to push in from all angles. And
that's 2 inhibs down, looking for the triple one, I think.
Yeah, that's going to be triple inhibitor now. Not much that the blue team can do now. This is Dewey going to flash something.
Yeah, looks like they're gonna get 1 Nexus Tower. Flash forward from Gentle Hugs will drop the ultimate. Kaisa now does have that Z's Convergence popping off. Let's see if she gets any good damage down. Almost gets taken out, and actually will get taken out by Jujavon, but does get a return kill onto Jandramus. Jujavon getting a double kill, but does get taken out by British Blaze. Now Dewey using the stopwatch, just barely living. A bit of a sloppy fight here, but it looks like it might get the job done as Dewey actually gets taken out 2-1. But all these minions flooding in with the Baron buff. I don't think that they can kill British Blaze in time. Getting extremely low. Captain Fry getting killed by the minions. And will get killed by the minions.
It doesn't even matter if they do kill British Blaze, because with British Blaze's passive, with Scion's passive, he could just punch down the Nexus in any case.
Yeah, Omega just doesn't even care. Omega's just like, yep, I accept my fate. And that will be game going over to Team eGirls bot lane as they secure a pretty decisive victory in the 27 minutes that we were on the Rift.
Yeah, Dewey just absolutely dominating on this Talia jungle pick. Very, very, very strong by very, very strong showing by him and his entire team. Just absolute stranglehold. As we said, it's just absolute dominance by this team. So I'm excited to see how they progress as the season goes on. I want to see more show matches from both of these teams. I want to see them progress, because that's what this Learning Fives is all about. It's about progressing, becoming better, and continuing to play further. And once we get to the tournament at the end of the season, I want to see how far these two teams can go, because we do have production members on both these teams. I want to see them both do well, and I'm hoping that they can, and that even the losing team on this side, the blue team, I hope that they can take this and learn from it and learn what they can do better. Maybe ward a little bit better, get some better vision set up across the map. Maybe don't pick Predator on Gragas, and just find a more cohesive strategy that they can then execute in future games.
Yeah, but with that, our game does come to a close. So that will be all for us today. I'm LolMeowingCat, joined by Can Opener Dude. Make sure to join the Discord in the description of the stream. Also follow us on Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, all that good stuff. If you play Heroes of the Storm, we also have Learning 5 HOTS version, so you can go hop in that too in the description of the stream. Once again, thank you all for joining us. Hope you enjoyed your one match of the day. It was definitely a very interesting one. And we'll see you next time, next week, in our next show match.